이 타이밍 이렇게 잡아냅니까? 오피셜 리프.
오윤수가 지금 당장에 실수를 한다. 이병렬 이렇게 또 벽에 부딪히나요? 이병렬 다시 한번
사라졌어요.
팔강의 벽을. 정말 이병렬의 욕심과 목표와 원하는 그림들이 눈에 보였습니다. 그 정도로 간절해 보였는데. 좀 아쉬웠거든요. GSL 슈퍼 토너먼트에서 한을 풀면서 기세, 블리츠까지 끌고 가고 싶을 겁니다. 폭감이 집중이 안 된 거죠. 이병렬의 추가 병력이 맹독죠.
뚫어버립니까? 그동안에 한계를 뚫습니까?
블리츠컨이라는 티켓까지 더 잡았다고 보겠으면 이런 기회도 없었죠.
2017년 유일한 저우승자로 이름을 올려놓으면서 이번 시즌 마무리하는 이병렬.
다시 의욕이 생기는 것 같아서 기분이 너무 좋습니다.
We've narrowed it down to 2. We start out with players from all around the world. We've narrowed it down to 2. Series GG killing off one of the last areas of Sue. GG. Ro is your 2017 WCS World Champion.
마지막 주인공은 제가 된 것 같아서 너무 뿌듯합니다. 내년에는 꼭 한국 팬들이 있는 앞에서 GSL 우승컵을 목표로 이기도록 하겠습니다.
Innovation, creator, Leenock, solar. Am I dead or alive? Live from Free Cup Studio in Seoul, this is the GSL.
You know, Tasteless, I saw that, like, kind of our theme is for this year, it looks like GSL Season 1, Daybreak. I'm like, okay, that makes sense. That's cool, like Daybreak. Yeah, it's like the start of the year. I can imagine our last GSL, Dusk, right?
Sure.
But then I think about GSL Season 2, right? Which we'll call from now on the Gumiho season. Now
like
this
it.
season, what are we going to call it? Lunchtime.
I know. Happy hour. So, excuse me. Leenock is, he actually could take this. He already took out Solar before. This is the revenge match. Leenock wowed us with a 2-0 victory back there. Of course, Solar is the player I think everybody was expecting before our game started to easily move on.
Yeah.
To the round of 16 as our second player to survive. The question is, does Leenock have enough ZVZ strats? Is he strong enough overall to beat Solar a second time? Generally, if you have two players and they keep playing and one is clearly better, even if it starts out even, it tends to lean more towards the better player later on, until eventually they don't really ever lose. Is that the case here? Or has Leenock actually upgraded his skill to a level where we have to re-identify where we think of him in the pantheon of good Zerg players?
Well, he's got some great micro on him. I think he's going to be aggressive. Solar's going to have to try to hold
Season
on.
1, Code S, Daybreak. When the lights come out.
In the upper right, in the upper right, in the blue, he is
Titan EX1, Leenock.
in the bottom left, excuse me, in the red, he is
Splice, Solar.
Whoa, check it out. He took a base over here.
I'm like, wait, is that the defensive base or the aggressive base? So, I'd call that the aggressive base.
Okay.
No,
he's
it's
gonna
a defensive base. Look at this. He's hiding everything. Double hatch before pull, and it's going to work out for him, too. I love
That's
this.
right.
Leenock plays a completely aggressive series, and now here he is backing it up. Double hatch before pull. He knows that Solar is more likely, with his life on the line.
Right.
He's got these big sponsors to impress. He's got this fan hype to live up to. Tesosa said he's going to do well. Stop looking at your phone. Look at the screen.
Maybe he's reading the Twitch chat.
Definitely stop that.
Yeah.
But look, I think he's really chosen a great time to play a very greedy style in this game, and it's going to throw Solar off for game 2 as well, whether he wins or loses.
Something else I do want to point out is that this is how you actually manage to continue to move on in GSLs. You don't have just one way of playing. He's aware that some of his information. Oh, there's a little bit. Maybe think someone just spilled their oatmeal there.
Like, well, that's weird.
But if you have to be able to mix it up. If you show them one thing, you can treat that as a red herring. In that first series, and then completely deviate, assuming that you're good at all different styles.
Yeah.
Now I'm imagining that Solar immediately noticed.
Yeah.
That little blip on the mini map of the creep there.
Solar was making a spine. Okay, he just noticed now because he was making a spine. With the timing of that second hatchery, that's like what Leenock was going for to mess him up a little bit there. Oh, come on. What are you doing, Leenock? Oh, man, don't just lose 3 drones to this. Okay, good job, good job.
Okay, no casualties there. He's now back to mining.
Imagine if those 2 lings had killed those drones, man. I'd just
All
be like,
3,
okay,
then
guys,
they get out.
I'm going home. We're just having innovation move on today. But now, he did trick Solar. Solar thought for a moment that this was going to be super aggressive. And it looks like he's going straight into layer here with a spine even, realizing that there is the possibility Leenock gets hyper-aggressive.
Yeah, just because you see 3 bases does not mean that they have to go for econ play either.
I think it might be... Well, I guess there's 2 big things this could be, right? Roach speed +1.
Okay.
Or this could be a Nidus play as well out of Solar, but because he's getting 2 Evos, I kind of feel like it's going to just be upgrade your Roaches and get that speed upgrade and kind of play that style.
Another cancel there.
Yeah.
And basically Solar's completely walled in now with the 2 queens bunched up there. Now, a lot of times you see those 2 Evo chambers, that telegraphs a lot. You're saying,
Certainly.
okay, clearly I'm walling in because if I didn't and you attacked me, I'd be dead. So I'm teching up to something.
Yeah.
And of course, the 2 Evo chambers does tell you a lot as well. Like, wait, what?
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
It's actually...
Guys, get a shot of the audience. We're not allowed to show this.
So his stuff can't actually fit through there.
Yeah, this is not good.
So funny.
This is a serious heart palpitation for Solar right now.
Oh boy, this is not how he wanted to go down. The thing is, he wasn't going to get 1-1 for these Roaches. That's not how you do a build like this. If you're playing against 3 hatch, you want to get the +1, so you're 2-shotting lings and you're killing Roaches more quickly, and that Roach speed, so you can kind of out-micro your opponent because they do have more larvae, they do have a slightly larger economy.
Oh, this is funny. Now he's just going to push out here and take a 3rd. Whoa. Ling's almost denying that.
Not quite though, huh?
No, unfortunately for him not. The Lings are now going to try to come around and get some scouting in here, which would have been pretty handy. One of the things about when you do try to set up a wall in like that and you do it right is that in this case, Leenock would have to do a lot more heavy lifting to try to figure out exactly what's going on. But he does go ahead and get in there and get a read.
Now, I'd expect that he's going to go across and pressure a little bit. You don't want to let your opponent just get into Roach speed freely. And with his +1 and Roach speed finishing, this is the one moment where Solar actually has some advantages going on. Speed and +1 both on the way for Leenock. So once he gets that up with his 3rd hatch being a lot sooner and having a lot more drones, then Solar will be at a huge deficit. So he needs to go and work off the build order by microing his units. And so I'm super surprised that he's just sitting there.
Yeah, well, when you consider the fact that it's 50 worker to 60 as well in this moment, it does seem oddly passive here from Solar.
Like, what is he...
Although,
I'm confused.
He might have psyched himself out with that weird position where he locked himself inside.
Maybe.
I mean, that's...
And he's been thrown off several times. He was making a spine twice. Canceled 2 spines
basically,
so far.
at the highest level of play, it's almost never acceptable in StarCraft 2, really, for that to ever happen. To
kill your own
that's,
buildings?
Well, just to have a whoopsies moment where, okay, now I have to take out this building, so everybody's watching that I made a mistake. It's so apparent, even to a fairly new player. And that can kind of get you off a rhythm a little bit. Leenock's actually about to finish up 2 important upgrades. Let's see if he decides to move out at all here. Ravagers now being made over here for Solar. And the same thing here for Leenock. And it seems like Leenock's realized he may have enough momentum to come out here and try to punish.
Yeah, like he's got the same upgrades and then more units because he had 3 bases quicker. And Solar never did anything.
Ravager versus Ravager, a lot of times the corrosive biles create an artificial no man's land where neither side can really push in too much further. As you can see here, that's going to drive them back.
Yeah. They're kind of like terrible force fields.
Yeah, well, the funny thing about corrosive biles is, especially in this matchup, they usually don't connect with anything, but the fact that you have to move out of the way is the real strength of it. Good job there. Comes in there and takes out those creep tumors. Oh, is he just going to go for it?
Oh. Well, he's he's trying to push in and trade a little bit here at least. I think that Leenock rightly realizes that he is ahead. So anytime if he can trade 1 roach for 1 roach over and over towards infinity, he'll win.
Okay, nicely done. He has a few roaches coming up here at the top. Looks like he's going for the queens and not actually any drones here. But meanwhile, at the bottom, he does dive in.
Ooh,
actually moving past the corrosive biles here.
Yeah, realizes that Solar missplit there just a little bit. But then Solar does come down with the rest of his units after dealing with the top there.
Solar deciding that he has enough. He can go all the way over here. The Ravagers in some way body blocking just a little bit here. The Roaches can't quite get behind, so we actually see Leenock suffering some serious losses. Some corrosive biles do connect with Solar's army, but it doesn't seem to be enough to phase him to turn around. He's now pushing across the map. By the way, Leenock does have an additional base, which could be attacked here by Solar.
Not just an additional base, but he has been up so many drones for so long. As long as he just doesn't die.
Yeah.
You know, like, I'm still not sure what Solar's game plan is. Like,
well, I mean, it's a very basic way to win, but it is the rules of StarCraft. Is you're mining more, you get a bigger army, and it doesn't necessarily matter how fancy or tactical your opponent is. Sometimes you just have more of everything, and that's certainly the game, the game that we're seeing here, and that could be the direction this goes into to give Leenock a win. It's 163 to 188. Leenock basically just more of everything, and growing at a faster rate.
Dude, and the fact that Leenock has a Spire in the way as well, and he's like almost maxed out here. Look at this. It's like if Leenock just maxes out on roaches, and then as Solar attacks, builds a few mutas. I don't know, I'm just watching this game and I'm like kind of surprised how Solar's playing it. Like, none of this super makes sense to me, right? He was behind on build order basically the whole game. The one time where he had an advantage in upgrades, and he knew he had an advantage in upgrades, he didn't do anything. And so, I don't know.
Okay, it's a tough position for Leenock to try to breach. He may loop around down here to the bottom. In fact, Solar peeking up to see if his opponent's staying down there. Whether it's an all-out kill or he's just keeping Solar restricted to 3 bases, either one can come through with a victory. Now, this angle is bad for Leenock. He has to back up now. He's also not sending out the right number of roaches to try to throw his opponent off, so he's sending out a second group. There are 8 mutas on the way, by the way.
Yeah, and 8 mutas, they will put a lot of damage down on that army. You just start targeting down Ravagers, and over time, that's going to be great. Like, mutas don't deal as much as roaches. It takes a little bit for them to pay off, but Leenock should be able to pull this off. Yes, be very careful with his main army. The number one way people lose doing this strategy that Leenock is doing is if they overcommit this army before the mutas get there. Like, if he loses a huge chunk of this army, we might see Solar just run over him.
Oh, this angle's very good, though, actually.
Yeah.
It's going to be almost impossible here for Solar to try to come back in here and break this. With enough corrosive biles, he can basically stop this army from trying to come in. That being said, Solar does get a good amount of that army up there on the top, but again, it's the mutas that are going to come in here and do so much damage, now hitting all of these different Ravagers.
Yeah, look at that. Just targeting those Ravagers down so quickly. Great play.
Did Leenock, in fact, overextend? I'm not sure. No, I guess
I think it was
mutas,
okay. It was just barely fine, I think. Like, his mutas got in. They've dealt so much damage. He even sacked a few roaches so the mutas would get more fighting time. And look at this. He's still up 10 drones.
Yeah.
Still, to this day, to this moment. up drones.
And the moment that Solar gets a lead, it immediately then goes right back into Leenock. He just has enough money. He can keep producing. He's got the larvae. He's got everything. So he's once again going to try to take this army on head on. The only real solid defense against this for the time being is Queens, which of course are not going to be able to fight anything in the middle of the map if there's no creep there. And we saw earlier in this game that Solar was denying creep being pushed out at all.
Look at this. You're right now, Hydralisk's being made. Of course, he's going to have to do that, but Leenock is just remaxing on Ro.32. And this is going to be a very quick to remax composition. You can start to roam around a bit more. Hydralisk give you more DPS in your army. It makes a technically better army, but it's still going to be hard for him to fight against this. Leenock has some mobility. He has just advantages all over the place.
So the mutas come back down, and just taking out anything that's mining over here is annoying enough. And once again, a big attack up here at the top. Now, there are some Hydras coming out. I'm not clear if there's going to be enough so far, because the mutas could always come back up here. Mutas don't tend to fare that well against Hydras, but if you have enough mutas, they kill the Hydras off pretty quickly. And it seems like this army, even though angle-wise seems to be good, for Solar, there's too much for Leenock, and he takes game one. GG. Once again, Leenock now 3-0 against Solar.
Yeah, he's really killing him. Solar's EBC is not on point today against Leenock. Leenock has played aggressive plays, and now he's played a greedy play there. Had the lead the entire game. Solar just seemed a bit off. Like, he was thrown off. He walled himself in all the way. He started 2 spines that he then canceled because no aggression was actually coming. Solar needs to clear his mind right now and play some better StarCraft.
Well, he can absolutely still take it. He just has to win these next 2 games. He has to forget about the 3 losses he's already suffered. Leenock, I can't imagine he's not really confident that he's going to advance right now.
Oh, yeah. He's just thinking about that group selection, man. Round of 16.
Yeah.
I hope Innovation doesn't choose me.
Okay. Our second map is going to be Ascension to IR. It seems like no matter what the map, Leenock has a better start all the way to the finish. Solar, somebody who's actually seen a lot more success in StarCraft 2 in his career, may in fact be knocked out in the round of 32. From here on out, Solar cannot make any more mistakes. Leenock is really reversing any opinions we had of him as far as this matchup goes. Now 3-0 against him. Our map is now loading up. Let's see if Solar can begin that comeback in game number 2, or if Leenock is going to close this out and be the second player to advance to the round of 16 in the GSL.
GSL Season 1, Code S, Daybreak. When the lights come out.
In the upper left, in the blue, our Zerg player.
Titan EX1, Leenock.
And in the bottom right, in the red, our other Zerg player.
Splice, Solar.
I really wonder what's going on in Solar's head right now. He probably did not expect to really lose any games here against Leenock, which puts him in a really weird spot. You know, when you're playing StarCraft and you're against somebody you clearly think you're better than, you know, you maybe have more accomplishments or you have a better reputation or a better ranking, and you lose the first game, obviously you're going to be pretty salty.
Sure.
But then when you start to lose the second and the third and you haven't taken a game off them,
eventually you got to reevaluate.
yeah, and you're in your mind, you're having to then take yourself down a few notches.
To what?
It's
He's trying to tell us something. No, yeah, you're quite right.
I mean, that's tough.
And look at Leenock once again, going double hatch before pool against just Solar playing safely.
Well, I mean, with Leenock having all these victories under his belt, I mean, you can start to get creative when you're ahead in a series. Sometimes risks can pay off. It's not uncommon in a best of 3 that the player that wins game 2 does something risky.
Dude, Leenock
wins game 1, does something risky in game 2.
Leenock has won so many games against Solar at this point. If this was MLG, Solar would have to win like 15 in a row to take this.
Yeah. Although I will say game one between these two looked a little bit funny. Solar's opening, or he was sort of doing the same thing as Leenock, but just slower, was a little bit weird, especially to see that in a mirror matchup with two players of this caliber.
Well, are you talking the game we just saw?
Yeah, the game we just saw.
Well, if you rush up to the +1 in the speed, you don't have to worry too much against the 3-hatch player. They have to make a lot of lings and roaches to hold until they have roach speed.
Right.
And that forces them to have less drones as well. So the fact he did not poke at all, he must have he was afraid the whole time. It's like he thinks that there's going to be a bunch of lings coming to kill his base or his drones or something. I don't know, man. He didn't have a good wall. Like, so many things went wrong. But Solar trying to put on a little tiny bit of aggression. He's droning behind this, so this is just a poke. He forces some drones away. Lost mining time. Good stuff.
Okay, once again, the Ling's now forced to back up. I think this game should look a little bit more clean here from Solar. We see him trying to come in here, trying to get that queen. Does not manage to actually get any kills there, as Leenock's doing a very good job of positioning the queen in between the extractor, or the would-be extractor, and then the mineral patch. Same thing he was doing with the drones.
Well,
this can really turn into a big Ling versus Ling fight. And that's what we're going to have here from Leenock. He's actually about to burst out of the map. Ling speed,
that's cool.
4 Banelings.
I like this.
14 more Lings coming. And I don't know if Solar's going to be ready.
He went into just macro play last time he did this build. So this time he's like, nah, just mix up. Just the amount that he's mixing up his games, I really appreciate this from Leenock. Just he's turning on the aggression. I think that this is what Solar thought was going to happen last game.
Yeah.
And this game, he doesn't have a wall or anything.
So there's 2 Banelings running in here now.
Oh boy.
We need to see if those connect with anything.
Those
but the real attack should actually be... he only has to get 1, by the way, because the 1 Baneling doesn't really do anything to the drones. It takes 2 Baneling shots to kill a drone. Now, is he actually doing enough damage over here? There's more Banelings being made. Solar moving around in the middle. He's trying to snipe any Banelings that come his way.
Sending some Lings across, too. I'm not sure how many drones that Baneling hit. As we clicked away, it might have hit quite a few. So this little group of Lings he sent in could kill a ton of drones over there. Yeah, look at this. I think it did damage quite a few of those.
As you can see, oh!
Okay, not bad.
7 kills there.
Solar did get 4 of Leenock's.
Leenock now taking out yet another drone. It doesn't seem like the aggression is done yet here for Leenock either. 2 Banelings might try to push in here. He's in fact going to try to go for one of these groups of Lings. Not sure if this Baneling's going to do much more. I don't know what the HP is on these drones, so it's hard to say. Okay, again, a few more kills there, now up to 11.
Oh,
and
God.
Leenock's not letting up. In fact, there's 14 more Lings being made.
Oh, the
good
single
surround.
Baneling. Ooh, good connection, but still quite a few Lings left over here for Leenock.
It seemed like that Baneling was going to kill more, but in the end, it really didn't. And there's more Banelings coming in here. Now, keep in mind, some of these drones are already bruised from the previous attack.
Oh, my God.
And maybe only 1 Baneling connect necessary to
my
wipe these
God.
out. Oh!
Ooh.
Great
Very
job.
nice.
There's been 23 drones killed now.
Okay, Solar is just a bit below Leenock in drones despite that.
Yeah, very true.
It's, you know, a 6 drone deficit is not something that is impossible to come back from, but definitely momentum on Leenock's side at the moment.
Okay, it looks like Solar does manage to come in here and deny some more Banelings from being made. The third base, though, still not really being mined from. Good Baneling connect, wipes out that group over there for Solar, and I think actually the 3rd hatchery can't be kept up, but instead Leenock not going for the hatch, wants to try to push even further in here and take out more workers. Very good decision-making here by Leenock.
Yeah, look at all those Banes, man. Like, this is not going to be stoppable. You're not going to stop that many Banes unless you have, like, a lot of Banes yourself.
It's going to be a battering ram. I mean, there's no way you can really slow down this from coming in here and taking out your workers. Look at the split. The drones are cornered. GG!
Wow.
Leenock 4-0ing Solar. Big upset here tonight. Yeah. And that means Leenock is going to move on to the round of 16 along with Innovation.
Well, this is kind of refreshing, I have to say. As much as I love Solar and love to see him advance far in tournaments, he's a great Zerg, great style. I'm sure he'll do well this year. You know, wouldn't even be surprised to see a tournament win from him, as is sometimes the case. But tonight, unable to do it. Even against Creator, he had some shakiness.
He did. I feel for Solar. This is a very bad start to 2018.
Yeah.
Somebody, I think, almost everybody was positive would actually move on. Has been
I thought Solar might win
thoroughly
the group.
stopped here by Leenock.
Yeah.
Solar unable to even take a game off of him.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Well, Leenock is a force to be reckoned with in that ZVZ matchup. I think he might be an earlier pick for someone like Innovation though in the group phase.
자, 이동현 선수 큰 박수 부탁드리겠습니다.
Our second player to advance to the round of 16.
자,
Congratulations,
이동현
Leenock.
선수 축하드립니다. 네, 먼저
Thank
오늘
you.
승리 소감 어떠세요?
So, Leenock, how do you feel after your victory?
운이 좋았던 것 같아요. 그래서 너무 운이 좋았던 것 같아서 좀.
I think I was really lucky, honestly.
기분은 좋네요.
네. 이신영 선수에게
I feel very
13대
blessed.
0일지 몰라도 오늘 강민수 선수에게는
I'm just really glad I won.
완벽한 모습 모두 이겼어요. 강민수 선수와의 그 느낌은 어떠셨어요?
일단
You won every
원래
match against Solar.
저전에는
What did you think about your
항상
games
누가
against
이길지
him?
모른다고 옛날부터 얘기를 많이 해왔는데 그냥 오늘은
On the
제가
past,
좀
I always said,
좋았던 것 같아요.
In the ZVZ, you just never know who's going to win. But all I can say is that
완벽한 모습.
I feel almost like I got lucky.
선수에게 내가 이런 점이 유리했다라든지 아니면 이런 점이 상대의 약점인 것 같다 이런 자세한 내용 좀 들을 수 있을까요?
일단
Are there any moments you felt like you were
일단
your best against Solar?
저 상대로는 약간 안전하게 할 거라고 생각을
Well, when I faced Solar,
네.
제가 사실 이틀 동안 좀
I thought he might go for really conservative builds against me.
할수
So,
있는 게 이제 VOD 보는 거밖에 없어서
네.
제가
so for the past 2 days,
이랑 이제 선수들 방송만 보면서
I was actually a little bit sick for the last 2 days. I was ill, so I wasn't able to prep that much. So instead, to prep, I just watched older games and try to prep the games in my head instead.
그랬군요. 그래서
And I
정말
think
좋은 결과가
because I put a lot of
있었던
thought in this, I had a lot of different
오늘
strategies I
경기
could pull
전에
off
아주
every single game, and I think that's what allowed me to win.
하셨어요. 폭탄이 되겠다.
아, 네.
But before we started the GSL,
경기력도 아주
we had an interview.
또세 팀에 들어갔다는 이야기도 들었거든요.
and you said that you might bomb out, and also that you joined a new team.
갑자기 팀이 스폰 제의가 들어와서 일단 그쪽에서는 이제 GSL만 뚫어도
Very recently, I got an offer to join a new team. The team said as long as you qualify for GSL, they'll be happy.
그리고 이제 폭탄은
So that's how I ended up joining this team. I'm very happy.
좀 커지고 있는 것 같습니다. 아직 안 터진 거고 이제
네.
어디에 터질지 모르니까 이제 계속 부풀리고 있겠습니다.
아, 네, 이동현 선수의 폭탄 돌리기 기대해 보겠습니다. 자, 이동현 선수 지난해는 조금 아쉬움이 있으셨어요.
He says you never know when this bomb's going to go off, so expect more great games from me in the future.
목표는 어떻게 되실지 궁금하거든요.
So, do you have any goals for this year?
좀 제가 편하게 게임을 하고 있어서 지금
First of all,
오늘도 긴장은 하나도 안 됐어요. 긴장이 안 돼서
I think
약간
what's most important is I just play games with confidence.
영서가 약간 이런
That happened today. I didn't feel nervous at all.
영서
I feel like
약간
maybe
저그보다도
Teja was like me in the past.
올라가보겠습니다.
아, 갑자기 영수 선수 이름을 말씀을 해주셔서
I'm hoping to be like the Zerg version of Teja.
당황하신 표정이신 역력합니다. 이동현 선수
Blast from the
작년에는
past
좀
there.
못 봤지만 작년 좀 못 봤잖아요.
그렇죠.
그렇죠. 올해는 많이 봐야죠.
네, 저도 그러고 싶네요.
We haven't really seen you last year, but we hope to see you a lot more this time around, Leenock.
팬분들께 한마디 들어보겠습니다.
Any words to your fans?
항상 제가 게임을 하든 쉬든 응원해주시는 팬분들이 계세요. 정말 너무 감사드리고 일단 저와
There's been fans who've been consistently supportive of me even when I've been performing well or not performing well. I know I took a long break,
네.
but I have practiced hard recently, so I hope you guys keep supporting for me. And before we close this, Leenock, I have one more question. I want to hear what you want to say to Innovation.
뭐라고 해야 되지? 일단
I don't know what to say.
너무 하시네요. 네,
아,
그냥
죄송합니다.
너무 하시네요.
알겠습니다. 자, 그러면 이렇게 이동현 선수를 보내드리도록 하겠습니다. 다시
I didn't
한번
catch that last part.
진출 축하드리겠습니다.
All right, that does it for the interview. Ending it on an awkward note. Okay.
자, 이렇게 최종전 진출로
Would it be StarCraft?
개막전
That's
이
right.
16강 진출
So,
that's what we're all about in here. We embrace the awkward.
자,
Decent
오늘의
first day
16강 진출자
of GSL. I did
화면으로
think
모두
today
만나보겠습니다.
this was one of the groups that was like more one-sided, but not it wasn't how I thought it would go. Like I thought it would be Solar very easily getting out of the group,
Well,
but
whenever you have a group where it seems like it's clear who's going to move on and who doesn't, it's always exciting when there is an upset.
yeah.
It really does show you that it's not always the exact same players in the exact same place, skill-wise. You know, this is a constantly evolving and changing thing. Again, no surprise to see Innovation move on. He won in a very Innovation-esque way. There's
Meaning
really
bopped everybody.
he took him to Bop Town. He turned him into Beep and Bop and ate him.
That's so stupid.
So,
oh my god.
Really no shocker there. How far will innovation go in this tournament? Quite possibly all the way to the finals.
Oh, yeah.
But we got to
He's
see.
a defending champ.
Now, one of the players I am most excited about is
Yes.
sort of.
And this is a killer group. Everyone has a chance to come out of this group. Biol had a very weak year last year in comparison to what he normally does, which is domination. But I'm thinking he's going to be in good shape right now. The games I've seen of him have been good. SOS is on fire right now.
That's right.
Completely on fire. So that'll be fun. And Deer is always the most underrated Protoss in the world. So all this plus sort of's first GSL. I love it.
Yeah,
Man.
welcome to the GSL Codas sort of. We are excited to see your games. Of course, it's always fun for us, and I guess all of our viewers, actually even for the Korean viewers, to have a non-Korean down here.
Yeah.
This is sort of
And
the
Mr.
dream
Mechanics himself. I mean, come on.
Wait, what'd you say?
Mr. Mechanics himself.
Yeah.
I think SOS is a tough match for him just because it's like SOS.
Sure.
And like, sort of tries to play perfect games. He's kind of like Neo Hydra in the way he plays, in my opinion. But hopefully he can stop whatever SOS has to throw at him. I think there's a chance that he can get out of there.
I certainly think there is. It's a new year. We're already seeing some different results. Not all different, innovation moving on. But it is fun to see who advances, who doesn't, especially when you're in a new version of StarCraft 2. By the way, God, it's so good to be back.
I know.
I start to feel really weird when I'm not back in the studio consistently casting StarCraft 2.
Yeah. This is my normal, is this.
Yeah.
I need this. This is like my insulin.
And you're severely diabetic, yeah.
I'm a StarCraft diabetic or something. How does this work?
That was beautiful. Yes.
I need GSL, so I'm happy it's back.
By the way, we filled up the studio.
Oh, yeah, it was crazy
again.
today.
So, guys, thank you guys for coming down here.
Yeah. Probably everyone was like, it's opening day. They're definitely doing pizza today. No!
All right, guys, that does it for today. We will see you again on Wednesday at 6:30 p.m. KST. Have a good morning, afternoon, or night, wherever you are. We love you. See you again soon.
GSL Season 1 Codas Daybreak.